Man, what a game. That was an epic night. Haven't had a Raptors night like that going back to the playoffs. Seriously, it's been a while. The electricity in the building, the epic game that we saw, the very emotional yet amazing ceremony for Vince Carter. It had it all. We're going to talk about it, guys. I'm going to do my best to kind of get my thoughts in order here because I'm still very jacked up over that overtime win from what we've seen from these players, the Vince Carter stuff. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. So, first half, it was the Chris Boucher's show, really. Chris Boucher was trying to steal Vince Carter's thunder from the night. Chris Boucher came out guns a-blazing, playing very well, shooting it well. He and Jameson battle in that first quarter, doing a good job, combining for, I think, 18 points. And the Raptors came out leading 37-29. And then, going into halftime, they did have the lead. But we're going to pick this one up at halftime because all of the anticipation was about Vince Carter, who officially had his number 15 jersey retired and raised to the Scotiabank Arena rafters. And I tell you, that was one of the best jersey ceremonies that I have ever seen. I'm not just saying that as a Raptors fan. Seriously, that was extremely well done from start to finish. And then the actual jersey going up itself, like the banner, like it was beautifully done. It was so aesthetically pleasing. And Vince Carter, from the moment he came out, he was cheering, he was yelling, he was crying. Like his electricity was off the charts. Came out to a hero's welcome. It was like the start of a movie, making his grand entrance. And then to see his ex-teammates there, it brought back memories, from when I was a kid. Junkyard Dog Williams, D. Brown, Kevin Willis, Antonio Davis, Alvin Williams, Muggsy Bogues, Charles Barkley, Morris Peterson, and then, of course, Tracy McGrady, Glenn Grunwald. Of course, there was Masai Ujiri. They shout out Nav Bhatia, the super fan. Like, this was just a blast from the past. Carter just taking it all in, soaking up the moment. And then during his speech, he was thanking many members of the Raptors organization, his former teammates, his family, and the fans. And he said this: when that jersey goes up shortly, it's not just Carter 15 going up, it's all of us going up. So, look, it doesn't matter how you feel about Vince Carter, how it ended. I get it. It was controversial. It left a bad taste in people's mouths. He was the biggest villain for all those years, but time heals all. I know he didn't win here. He didn't bring a championship, but you look at the impact. Vince Carter put the city of Toronto and country of Canada on the map. There are Canadian basketball players who look at Vince Carter as their Michael Jordan. Tristan Thompson said it when they played that tribute video that featured so many people and players, including Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Drake, Stephen Curry was even featured in that. Of course, Vince Carter played with Stephen Curry's dad, Del Curry, on the Raptors. So it goes beyond the numbers and winning. It's about impact. And if Vince Carter didn't bring the Raptors to the heights that he did in the early days, who knows where the Raptors would be today. So I'm glad Vince got this moment. I personally think he deserved it. I personally think he should have been the first guy to have his jersey retired. Kyle Lowry said he talked with the Raptors and he basically gave him the green light and he was okay with this. So it was just an epic moment and really just an amazing ceremony. And Vince Carter will now be immortalized forever. His banner, the first ever Raptors jersey retired by the franchise. This means something to me, man. Vince Carter is the reason why I became a Raptors fan, a basketball fan, and why I pursued my career in sports media doing what I love. So shout out to Vince Carter, 15 forever. Then we had a game, and man, was this game ever exciting in that second half. I got to say, man, that Grady Dick and RJ Barrett duo, it's doing wonderful things right now. And you look at RJ, I know he missed the clutch free throws there at the end. He missed 2, which gave the Kings a chance to tie it up. Kings felt It went off Boucher. Should have been their ball out of bounds, but the rest didn't look at it. It didn't look like Boucher got a piece of that anyway. So the missed free throws from RJ didn't come back to haunt him. But RJ Barrett overall, I mean, he's been playing his best basketball. He is literally in the midst of a breakout season. RJ Barrett had 31 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 10 of 26 from the field, 3 of 9 from 3. You want to see that a bit better. But hey, he's been shooting a hell of a lot better. So you're not concerned about that at all. But then 8 of 11 from the free throw line. And then, of course, those 3 misses came in critical moments of this game. 1 late in the fourth and then 2 late there in overtime. But RJ just hit another level, man. And he's really taken upon himself. He's thriving right now as the Raptors' #1 option with all these injuries, with Barnes out, with Quickly out. And then Grady Dick, his counterpart. Like, these guys are flourishing together. Grady Dick's averaging like 27, 28 points over his last 3 games. He is right now leading his sophomore draft class in points per game. Yes, over the great Victor Wembanyama. Like, it's crazy to see. And there's one sequence that really stood out to me in this game. There was like a minute left in overtime. Grady Dick, he was getting picked on, but then he came up with a huge steal on De'Aaron Fox. Really stood his ground on Fox, who was trying to take it to him. And then that led to RJ getting the ball, and he took it all the way to the other end for the and one. This was a pivotal moment of the game. And then Grady Dick later hit another clutch bucket, which gave the Raptors the lead. And then they were able to hang on. So just how these guys have been executing, you know, free throws aside, they played very well. And the Raptors, they got stops when they needed to. I know it got their dicey with DeRozan on a heater. But just that instance in particular, Grady Dick coming up with the big steal, RJ getting a big bucket when it looked like the Kings were going to steer and take the lead once again. So those two have just been impressive, man. And it's great to see those guys really looking like a deadly duo with the other pieces out. Because then when you add a Barnes or Quickly, like, this thing can really look good. And then I got to give a ton of credit to Abaji. I thought he was really good tonight. 22 points, 9 of 12 from the field, 4 or 5 from 3, shooting it very well so far this season, starting and, you know, thriving. Like 2 steals, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, played some nice defense. Abaji's coming along nicely. He's developing well. And then Boucher, got to give him a lot of credit. Look, he came out hot, got the Raptors off to that nice start, finished with 24 points, very efficient, 9 of 13, 4 of 6 from 3, and then played defense there at the end when De'Aaron Fox airballed that 3 when he thought Boucher touched it. But again, on the replay, it didn't look like Boucher touched it. Did not matter anyways. But this was a really fun game from start to finish. The Raptors, you know, they should have had this one. Sacramento, they roared back in the fourth, bring it to overtime. You think, oh, here we go again. You know, the Denver Nuggets game came to mind, but this time the Raptors closed the door, and it was meant to be. It was meant to be. The basketball gods had to have the Raptors win this game on Vince Carter's night, and I thought it was a very cool moment. Vince Carter was at the back watching the mini TV, and you knew he badly wanted this win for the Raptors on his night, and he got it. So this was just the perfect night. Vince Carter getting his jersey retired, Raptors winning in the fun, chaotic way that they did, seeing some of the things that you saw. Like, this game had it all. It really did. And guys, I'll end with this. Honestly, there's been a lot of positives on this Raptors season. I know injuries have been the storyline thus far, but right now I can say, honestly, a healthy Raptors team is probably 5-2. It's not crazy to say that, because yeah, you take the blowout against Cleveland. Did Cleveland win again tonight? Yeah, Cleveland won again tonight. That team's perfect. And then you probably still lose that back-to-back against Minnesota. But I see the Raptors winning all those other games with a healthy team. Guys are stepping up. The development is happening right before our very eyes. And it's just been fun to watch. You are seeing a young team get reps, be in these tight ball games. And the Raptors, they have not laid over. Even the other night against the Lakers, it looked like they were going to get blown out of the building. They fought back, made that game. And then, you know, here in the second night of back-to-back, they beat the Kings. So this team's playing hard, and they're going to need to play even harder because they are going to hit the road for their West Coast trip this week. But guys, let me know your thoughts. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. That's it for me. It's Luke signing off. Thanks so much for watching. I will catch you all again in the next one.